Hi students, today we'll be talking about the arithmetic of functions. At the end of this lesson, you should be able to find the sum, difference, product, and quotient of functions. So make sure you write this in your notes, the arithmetic table of functions. So this is read f plus g of x. This means f of x plus g of x. So when we say this out loud, it may be helpful to have this down. This is f of x plus g of x. This is how we would say it out loud for the first one. Now the second one, f minus g of x. We're just going to take each function separately. So this would be f of x minus g of x. When we multiply, we say f times g of x. So separately, we would do f of x times g of x. And then with division, we have f divided by g of x. So again, we would break them up separately and write f of x divided by g of x. Now let's see what this looks like with some actual functions and numbers. Okay, so here are the two functions written at the top. So this is f of x equals 2x plus 6. And g of x equals x squared plus 1. So first, we'll go over addition. So we'll write f plus g of x. We need to rewrite it as the separate function, so we know to write it separately, f of x plus g of x. So since f of x is 2x plus 6, we can substitute that for f of x. So we can write it like this. And g of x is x squared plus 1, so we just write that next to it. So treat these kind of like polynomials, so we can just combine like terms and then write it in the correct order. So we'll put x squared first, and then we have 2x next, and we'll combine 6 plus 1 and get 7. Pretty simple. Now looking at subtraction, so we have f minus g of x. Again, we rewrite that as two separate functions, f of x minus g of x. So we just plug in what their functions are. We have 2x plus 6. So notice the minus sign here and the use of parentheses. It's really important we use parentheses here because we need to distribute that negative sign. So let's go ahead and do that. So we have 2x plus 6 written first. And then when we distribute this minus sign, we get negative x squared and then minus 1. Combine your like terms. So we get negative x squared first, plus 2x next, and then 6 minus 1, which is positive 5. Now multiplication. We have f times g of x. Again, notice that it's best to write them separately. So f of x times g of x. Writing these functions, we have 2x plus 6 times x squared plus 1. Hopefully you know what to do from here, so we're going to FOIL these binomials and look at what happens here. So 2x times x squared is 2x to the third. The outer terms, 2x times 1, which 2x times 1, which is 2x. Inner, so 6 times x squared is 6x squared, and then 6 times 1 is 6. Okay, now let's go ahead and combine our like terms. So 2x to the third goes first. So we write that here. 6x squared goes second, that comes next. 2x is the next term, that goes here. And lastly, we have 6, so we can just write that at the end. Now lastly, we have f of x f divided by g of x. So if we were actually to write that out, we'd have f of x as the numerator divided by g of x. This is how you would write it on your paper, not side by side. So we just plug in those functions. So we get 2x plus 6 on top, that's f of x, divided by x squared plus 1. So again, that should be written as the numerator, 2x plus 6, divided by x squared plus 1. And we can leave that how it is. Okay, you guys, I'd like you to try these 4 problems with the functions f of x and g of x here. See you tomorrow.